I'm going to give you the straight up summary at the beginning of this video. Qualia Mind is a very comprehensive nootropic supplement. It's actually pretty good, well formulated, but the price is astronomical for what you're getting in this. It is unbelievable what this thing costs. So I'm going to break this down, the formula, the ingredients. I'm going to break down the various pricing and how it compares to other nootropic supplements, especially my favorite ones, which I've covered in my top 5 best for focus and memory, which will be linked down in the description. It'll also be on the end screen, so you can check that out afterwards. But Qualia Mind, pretty well known, especially around, I guess, the biohacking circles with various influencers promoting it. So let's go straight to the ingredients here. So we're going to skip the vitamins and minerals because we don't care about those. We want to see the active ingredients that makes this formulation. The first one, acetyl L-carnitine. Now this is a relatively speculative nootropic. It has not been shown to improve cognitive function as a supplement in healthy adults. However, it does show promise in adults with cognitive deterioration. And since there are various results when it comes to altering brain chemistry in Alzheimer's patients, it's more of a speculative ingredient in Qualia Mind. So moving on from there, we have artichoke leaf extract. It's actually often used as a prebiotic and probiotic ingredient and may potentially improve cognitive performance in rats. Further, artichoke variations showed antioxidant capabilities and possible preventive effects against cardiovascular and neurological illnesses. So there may potentially be some impact with artichoke leaf, but still very speculative. Then we have Bacopa monnieri, probably my favorite ingredient in nootropic supplements, pretty much in every nootropic supplement to be honest, and is dosed very well in Qualia Mind. It has neuroprotective characteristics used to treat cognitive problems like Alzheimer's disease. Clinical trials suggest older people have superior memory, attention, mood, and cognitive abilities. And the 300 milligram dose fits well within the 200 to 400 milligram range used within the research. We then have Rhodiola rosea, 300 milligrams. Again, another one of my favorites in nootropic supplements. It's a plant used in herbal medicine for its adaptogenic characteristics, which assist in managing stress. It has active substances which help protect brain cells, and studies have shown it to boost mood and lessen symptoms of anxiety, stress, and depression. After that, we have my favorite ingredient that I can never pronounce on this channel. Fen is what we're going to call it. It's an essential amino acid. You'll find it in many nootropic supplements as well, and it's been studied for its possible effects in treating illnesses such as attention deficit disorder and depression. So dosages of up to 1200 milligrams improve mood and focus in people with ADD. Tolerance developed after 2 to 4 months. Another study found with people with depression, a dose of 75 to 200 milligrams a day for 20 days resulted in significant improvements in 12 of the 20 patients. So potentially some usefulness there. We then have L-tyrosine. I've mentioned L-tyrosine in all the previous videos, and that it can never be dosed properly because you need at least 1 to 2 grams to see improvements in cognitive function, at least within the research, and you cannot fit that in a serving size of capsules, which is unfortunate, but it may help you in mentally demanding situations. We also have taurine. Now, taurine and caffeine actually work together, similar to how L-theanine and caffeine work together. And L-theanine is the other ingredient here, so I'll cover them both simultaneously. But essentially, high amounts of taurine are associated with improved performance, and the more taurine consumed, it reduces the requirement of caffeine to have the same effects, which is quite a cool synergistic effect. Now, L-theanine takes the edge off caffeine. By taking the edge off caffeine, you're able to get the mental and cognitive benefits associated with caffeine without the jitters and without the caffeine anxiety. So it's basically the original nootropic stack and one of the most effective nootropic stacks. And we see from the research that you see faster reaction time, faster visual processing, improved working memory, increased awareness, and less tiredness and mental fatigue. It is dosed properly as well, 200 milligrams of L-theanine, perfect amount, especially with the caffeine in here. We have alpha GPC at 200 milligrams, which may enhance cognitive performance in neurological disorders such as dementia. Now, a lot of people, you guys watching this, probably are healthy, and it may improve memory and focus, possibly benefiting brain health. So again, alpha GPC, more of a speculative one. And then we also have acetylcholine, which is another neurotransmitter, and they found that 500 milligrams per day may improve episodic memory or the ability to recall personal experiences and specific events, especially in the elderly. And taking 500 milligrams may provide cognitive benefits in healthy adults, which is a really positive sign to see it work well in healthy adults, but there's only 150 milligrams of acetylcholine in here, which means that you may not get enough to see those benefits. We then have organic coffee berry, which is where the caffeine comes from. 19 milligrams of caffeine in here, which we know that just from your morning cup of coffee, how caffeine improves your cognitive performance, and it will continue to do so, especially as it pairs with L-theanine and L-taurine. Then we then have velvet bean or L-dopa, and velvet beans may possess neuroprotective properties. However, no evidence exists that the chemical ingredient L-dopa improves learning and cognitive performance in healthy individuals. So another speculative supplement there within Qualia Mind. Then we then have the other ingredient that I can never pronounce, phosphatidylserine. That's what we'll call it. It's pretty much in every nootropic supplement. You would have seen it, 100 milligrams. It's essential for maintaining nerve cell membranes and myelin, which are required for successful neurotransmission. It can help counteract the cognitive loss as the brain ages by boosting memory formation, learning, focus, and problem solving. And the suggested daily doses range from 100 to 800 milligrams. So having 100 milligrams, you're at that bottom range, so you've got enough to potentially have those effects. You have algae, DHA, so if you think of your fish oil, but instead of it coming from fish, it comes from algae. DHA is one part of it, EPA is usually the other part, but this is just DHA. And DHA is an essential component of neuronal membranes that promotes brain health and cognitive function. So there are observational studies have found a connection between DHA and EPA intake and memory performance in the elderly. DHA alone or in conjunction with EPA improves memory in the elderly. So if you are a senior or reaching that age, that's an important ingredient to have in your nootropic supplement. You then have ginkgo biloba, 50 milligrams. It contains antioxidants, which improve blood flow and have anti-inflammatory properties. Clinical trials have demonstrated that it improves working memory and processing speed. However, its efficacy in healthy adults under 60 remains uncertain. So just bear that in mind. The typical dose is usually 120 to 300 milligrams. So with 50 milligrams in here, you may not get the benefits from that as you want. We then have Soleil Forscoli, which I can never pronounce. There's so many of these I cannot pronounce anyway. But regardless, it's an Indian medicinal herb known for its fat burning qualities. I could not find any data relating to this ingredient and cognitive functions. So bear that in mind. And then you have huperzine A to round out this ingredients list. A relatively speculative supplement that you'll find in many different nootropics. It has the potential to improve cognitive function. It may help contact, collision, and combat athletes when they're taking 1 milligram per kg of body weight daily to treat traumatic brain injury. But regardless, there's not too much research on huperzine A. So that covers the ingredients. Pretty comprehensive list. A few underdosed ingredients, but not bad in terms of a well-rounded nootropic supplement. Now, the problem is when you get to the price, because there are similar formulations that will give you just as good, if not better, nootropic effect that are 1/4 of the price. So if we break down this pricing, you get one bottle, and in one bottle you get 22 servings, which is a bit of a pain because you don't get the full month. But regardless, if you're just buying this one off, $159 for this one bottle of 22 servings, which comes out to $7.22 per serving, which is basically like going and buying a cheap meal somewhere just for your serving of Qualia Mind. Now, that price goes down slightly when you're getting it on subscription. So if you're going on subscription, the first bottle is only $39. So obviously that's very, very cheap. Still over $1 a serving, almost $2 a serving, which is still almost a little more expensive than many of the others. But then you're paying $139 each bottle, $6.31 per serving. So yeah, you're looking at like 4 times the price of similar formulations like NuCube, which is my favorite nootropic supplement. You'll find that in my best nootropics video, which is linked in the description. MindLab Pro is another one that has a very good formulation as well that is 4 times cheaper than Qualia Mind. So bear that in mind. I think there are just as effective nootropics that will cost you far less than something like this. Now, in my experience taking this, it works. Of course it works. You have the most potent nootropic stack of L-theanine and caffeine in there. And anything that has caffeine and L-theanine, you're gonna feel working. And I will say it does provide a smooth energy. You won't get that jitters, you won't get the energy high and crash, and you'll feel more focused when you use something like this. But again, I don't think it is worth the $7 per serving that you're gonna get with this when you can take other ones like NuCube that will give you similar effects, but at 1/4 of the price. So make sure you check out my 5 best nootropics for focus video, and I'll get more nootropic reviews out for you.